It was a dark and stormy night, and Sarah was driving home from work on a deserted road. She had always been skeptical of ghost stories and supernatural tales, but as she drove through the dense forest, she couldn't shake the feeling that she was being watched. Suddenly, her car stalled, and she realized that she was stuck in the middle of nowhere. Sarah tried to start the car again and again, but it wouldn't budge. She was just about to get out of the car and start walking when she saw a strange figure in the distance. It was a woman, dressed in a long white dress, and she was waving her arms, beckoning Sarah to come closer. Sarah felt a chill run down her spine, but her curiosity got the better of her, and she started walking towards the figure. As she got closer, she noticed that the woman's face was covered in bruises, and her eyes were hollow. The woman grabbed Sarah's arm, and in a whispery voice, she said, "Help me." Sarah was frozen in terror, but she managed to shake herself out of it and pull away from the woman. She turned to run back to her car, but she stumbled and fell to the ground. When she looked up, the woman was gone. Sarah got back into her car, and to her surprise, the engine started right away. She quickly drove off, but as she was driving, she noticed that the trees on either side of the road were closing in on her. She hit the accelerator, but the car wouldn't go any faster. Suddenly, the car lurched to a stop, and Sarah saw the ghostly figure of the woman standing in front of her car. Sarah was paralyzed with fear, and the woman slowly walked towards her. Just as the woman was about to reach the car, Sarah woke up, gasping for air. It was just a nightmare, she thought to herself as she rubbed her eyes and tried to calm down. But as she looked outside her window, she saw the ghostly figure of the woman, standing in the rain, beckoning her to come closer. Sarah screamed, and when she opened her eyes again, the figure was gone. But she knew that she was no longer safe in her own home. For the next few nights, she was haunted by the ghostly figure, until she finally couldn't take it anymore. She went back to the forest, determined to find the truth about the ghostly woman. What she discovered was a horrific story of a woman who had been murdered by her husband in that very forest. The woman's ghost was now seeking revenge on anyone who entered her territory. Sarah quickly realized that she was in grave danger, but it was too late. The ghostly woman appeared in front of her, and Sarah felt her cold breath on her neck. And then, she was gone, lost forever in the haunted forest. From that day on, the ghostly figure of the woman in the white dress was seen by many travelers on that road, beckoning them to come closer. But no one ever dared to approach her, for they knew that she was seeking revenge, and that anyone who entered her territory would never come back.